Welcome to the Cosmos Ecosystem News Roundup. Here are the top stories in Cosmos in the second half of September. Cosmos Roadmap 2024. Atomic IBC will put Cosmos ahead of Ethereum and Solana in 2024. We read in detail the over 50 pages Cosmos Roadmap 2024 for you, and we have summarized in this episode all the important information that you need to know. DYDX updates. The final testnet before mainnet and one-click onboarding, the bug bounty program, the grants program open for applications, and more. Many exciting updates about DYDX in this video. Cosmos Hub governance discussions. A 5% minimum fee in the Cosmos Hub likely to be implemented soon. Should the NTRN unclaimed tokens from the airdrop be sent to Atom stakers and validators or sent to the community pool? Focus sections about Osmosis, Injective, Secret Network, Persistence, Chain 4 Energy, Juno, AssetMantle, Stride, and crypto regulations and compliance updates with MME. All this and much more in this episode. And now for today's top stories. The Interchain Stack Roadmap 2024 was released, including Cosmos BFT, Cosmos SDK, Cosmos GS, Cosmos and IBC. The Cosmos Hub Roadmap for 2024 was also released. Cosmos BFT recently announced the v0.38.0, which includes second part of ABCI++, with methods such as extend vote and verify vote extension. The release of v0.39 is expected at the beginning of 2024, and it might be called v1. During 2024, it is expected that there will be full adoption of v0.38 and many innovations happening on top of ABCI++. In 2024, major growth is also expected for Cosmos SDK. The focus will still be on security and performance, as well as releasing new features to facilitate the work of developers, making the repository modular and cleaning up technical debt. Cosmos GS is a library which helps developers integrate their JavaScript-based clients, such as front-end user interfaces or server-side clients with Cosmos SDK blockchains. The upcoming improvements have the goal of providing a more professional and efficient experience for Cosmos developers. Keeping Cosmos GS up to date with Cosmos SDK will be a priority as well. Some new technical features expected for 2024 are adding encoders, optimizing bundle size, automating encoding processes, enabling adaptability for multiple networks, and creating a more modular and extensible client. Cosmos is a smart contract framework built for Cosmos SDK, and it serves as the user space in blockchain development. After reading in detail the full Interchain Stack Roadmap 2024, we think that the content presented by the Cosmos team is one of the best and most promising in the whole roadmap document. A priority will be accelerating IBC adoption and advanced IBC connectivity. An example from 2023 is presented. The rise of the Outpost module by Osmosis and other projects, which demonstrates the power of contract-to-contract IBC in multi-chain applications. Another priority is smart accounts or programmable accounts. This will help with regulatory compliance, and some of the expected upcoming features for enhanced usability are key rotation, social recovery, 2FA inheritance, and automated control. In terms of the timeline, Cosmos 2.0 is expected to be released at the beginning of 2024, with versions 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3 to be shipped during 2024. There will be a focus also on maintaining the current software stack, as well as being able to verify zero-knowledge proofs in contracts, because this would allow for both secure off-chain computation and a variety of privacy applications. Cosmos mentioned that this could be achieved by adding pairing-friendly elliptic curve cryptography to the API. Other interesting upcoming features are efficient storage access and enhanced auths, including MSG Grant, MSG Exec, and MSG Revoke for contracts and more. Moreover, another goal is creating an IBC app, which is a simple command line tool to set up and configure a development environment for IBC-enabled Cosmos contracts. Cosmos documentation for dApp builders is also part of the roadmap, as well as a vanilla Cosmos testnet to allow contract developers to test their work in a full Cosmos testnet. Overall, really exciting upcoming developments from the Cosmos team. Regarding IBC for the remainder of 2023, the upcoming updates for IBC Go are callbacks, middleware, channel upgradability, enabling multiple coins in ICS20 packet, and enabling unordered channels to be used with ICA. Then for IBC-RS, the upcoming updates in 2023 are the release of V1.0 and improvements related to the Sovereign SDK integration. Finally, for Hermes, the update will be that the Relayer will support channel upgradability and relying for solo machines. For 2024, the main focus for IBC will be in expansion and usability. Regarding expansion, the focus will be on minimizing the development time needed to have an IBC integration, as well as reducing the maintenance costs of IBC integrations. In addition, enabling a diverse range of blockchains to form IBC connections will be a focus too for 2024. Regarding usability, the main priority for IBC Go, IBC-RS, and Hermes is to expand the reach of IBC to ZK and optimistic rollup frameworks. Other goals are improving the developer experience for IBC users, enabling feature-rich applications to be used with IBC beyond ICS20, which is for token transfers and more. Strangelove Labs also released a complementary IBC roadmap. The Cosmos Hub roadmap for 2024 is also very exciting, especially the atomic IBC or IBC routing. IBC routing will enable routing IBC packets between any IBC-enabled Cosmos chains to increase the efficiency of the interchain by cutting relayer costs by routing light client updates through the Cosmos Hub. IBC routing will leverage the Cosmos Hub's neutral status and its high security, and this is important since routing requires trust in the intermediary chain. A workable IBC routing scheme has been already recently proposed by the Polymer team. Imagine if applications on a platform could instantly transact with every other application on the platform, creating a tightly integrated super app. This would be very useful for flash loans, arbitrage, and other types of tight integration between applications. This is called atomic composability. Agent layer, mesh security, Polygon 2.0 rollups, and data availability layers do not provide atomic composability, and even shared sequencers do not provide full atomic composability. Smart contract platforms that are monolithic, such as Ethereum, do provide atomic composability. However, their completely sequential execution has important scaling limits, and while Solana offers some improvements by running most transactions in parallel, these transactions need to be composed in sequence. Atomic IBC will enable full atomic composability, and projects will choose to launch on the Cosmos Hub to leverage this super app platform and integrate tightly with the top-tier chains already running. Chains will be able to scale in parallel but also compose atomically when necessary. This is a very exciting development for 2024. Top projects such as DYDX already chose to migrate to Cosmos from Ethereum even before Atomic IBC. So with this great innovation, it is likely that many more top projects from Ethereum and other ecosystems will migrate to Cosmos. The applications for the 5th cohort of the Interchain Developer Academy are open until October 23rd. We include the link below if you are interested in applying. To be eligible, you need at least 3 years of professional programming experience. You are able to commit to 10 hours of work weekly for 7 weeks from November 2nd to December 21st, and you will need to pass a screening test about general knowledge of software development and problem-solving skills. This program is offered for free, but there are limited places, so you should apply soon if you're interested and eligible. You will learn about the Cosmos SDK, 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐿, IBC, and more. Over 800 developers have participated already in the Interchain Developer Academy. An additional advantage of this program is that it is fully remote. There are several exciting updates about DYDX. Firstly, the final reset of the DYDX V4 chain testnet was completed, and now there are over 30 markets. Conditional orders, spam mitigation, and more. We added below the link to try trading in the V4 testnet 3. In addition to this, the one-click integration to the DYDX chain was announced in collaboration with Squid and Axelar for supported chains, including Ethereum, Avalanche, Optimism, Arbitrum, Base, Polygon, and more. To understand the improvement in UX for onboarding to the DYDX chain, there are some examples. A user has a USDC on Ethereum L1 and they want to get USDC on the DYDX V4 chain. The user just needs to do one click, and then in the background, USDC is sent to Osmosis via XLR General Message Passing, or GMP for short. Then swap to Noble USDC on Osmosis and bridge from Noble USDC to the DYDX V4 chain from Osmosis via the Noble chain. Another user has ETH on Arbitrum and they want to get USDC on the DYDX V4 chain. Again, only one click is needed, and then ETH is swapped into Axel USDC on Kyber Swap. Axel USDC is sent to Osmosis by XLR GMP. Axel USDC is swapped for Noble USDC on Osmosis and then bridged to the DYDX V4 chain from Osmosis via the Noble chain. DYDX also announced the Bug Bounty program for eligible bugs in the V4 contracts. Payments will be made in USDC with different categories: low, $50 to $5,000, medium, $5,000 to $50,000 for issues related to staking or governance, for example, high, $50,000 to $150,000 for issues related to network downtime or liveness failures, critical, $150,000 to $1 million, but really serious critical issues related to potential risks of significant loss of funds could receive up to $5 million. The main update that was expected for the Cosmos Hub V13 upgrade was related to the interchain security provider module, and it has been moved to the next V14 upgrade. In particular, cryptographic verification of equivocation requires some more testing. This is related to the recent governance proposal to tombstone Citizen, Cosmos, and Pumpmos because of the double sign on the Neutron consumer chain. When this double sign happened, the process was to put a governance proposal in the Cosmos Hub for voting. However, with the V14 upgrade, this tombstoning will be done automatically. Some community members asked in the Cosmos Hub forum if this automatic tombstoning would be applied only for future double signing events or also previous ones, and there is still no reply on this. If past double signing events on consumer chains would also be automatically considered, this would then have serious implications for Citizen, Cosmos, and Pumpmos. The V13 upgrade will remove the old DYDX liquidity module code from the Gaia codebase. The DYDX liquidity module was already disabled earlier this year, and also remaining funds have either been returned to depositors or have been added to the Cosmos Hub community pool. And now the V13 release will remove the redundant code related to this module from the Gaia codebase. There is a draft proposal in the Cosmos Hub forum to transfer unclaimed NTRN airdrop tokens to the Cosmos Hub community pool. However, the community pool is already very well funded since the community pool tax was previously increased from 2% to 10%. In addition to this, the revenues from the Neutron to the Cosmos Hub have been negligible for many months now. So it seems that it makes more sense to use these funds as revenues for Atom stakers and validators rather than just sending these funds to the community pool. These funds could be added to the current negligible Neutron revenue for several months, and the amount sent could be modified each month, for example, depending on the NTRN price. Neutron is receiving security from the Cosmos Hub from Atom stakers and validators, but the revenues provided have been just dust and totally negligible. So we think that the around 42 million NTRN tokens unclaimed from the airdrop should be used as revenue for Atom stakers and validators. Why just sending these funds to the community pool to keep them idle there when the community pool is well funded already with a 10% community pool tax rate? The draft proposal to include a minimum 5% fee in the Cosmos Hub will go on-chain for voting, soon as confirmed by Damien from Simply Staken. While Damien, Noam, and others support this minimum commission, they also mentioned they prefer to wait more for another idea, which is to further increase this minimum commission by a specific percentage for each new consumer chain onboarded, depending on the revenues the consumer chains are bringing. We think that this additional idea is also interesting because this would create a way to incentivize Atom stakers to perform in-depth due diligence for each new consumer chain. If a new consumer chain is very successful and brings revenues as expected, there won't be any increase in the minimum commission. In contrast, if a consumer chain doesn't bring revenue, the minimum commission would be increased. This would 100% make Atom stakers much more involved in governance, and it would make the situation more balanced and not putting all the consumer chains' cost burdens on validators, as it is currently the case. In addition, if Atom stakers don't like the increase in the minimum commission from a consumer chain not bringing revenues, they can always vote to remove such consumer chain. We think that the probability of this proposal passing is high, and those previously staking with 0% fee validators might then start to look for other ways to increase yield, which could likely be liquid staking staked Atom via the LSM. So this minimum 5% fee could greatly boost the amount of liquid stake Atom and the TVL of liquid staking providers such as Stride, pStake, or 𝐂𝐴. The DYDX grants program has been extended 6 months and applications are currently open. There are 2 main categories: community initiatives with 10% of the budget, or around $200,000, and strategic initiatives with 90% of the budget, or $1.8 million. For strategic initiatives, the grants are to review and match applications will be Riviere, and for the community initiatives, 𝐬𝐵𝐵, and a second grantor to be announced soon. 𝐬𝐿 would then review each month the applications approved by the grantors, and each application that meets a quorum, meaning 3 votes or more from the trustees, will be approved. The new trustees are Felix Lutz as the lead trust, Arbertutz, Boranam, 0xC-Chan, and Wintermule Trading. Apart from Neutron, other hackathon tracks of Cosmoverse also announced a $20,000 prize pool, including the ICF as well. Remember that Cosmoverse will happen at Swiss Hotel in Bosphorus in Istanbul from October 2nd to the 4th, and then the hackathon will be at the Windham Grand Istanbul event from October 6th to the 7th. Following the launch of supercharged liquidity on Osmosis, now 𝐂𝐴 announced the launch of concentrated liquidity vaults. As a reminder, the advantage of supercharged liquidity is that for the same amount of liquidity in a pool, it is possible to offer more depth and less slippage, or in other words, liquidity is more efficiently used. However, supercharged liquidity may be complex, so the supercharged vaults from 𝐂𝐴 facilitate and simplify LPing leveraging supercharged liquidity. For example, 𝐂𝐴 mentioned that for Osmosis, over 50% of users were out of range at some point, thus earning 0 rewards under the new reward structure. This would be improved thanks to 𝐂𝐴's vaults. However, the vaults are still in beta, so in a few weeks the APR numbers will be more accurate. On the Juno Communications sub-DAO YouTube channel, there are some new interesting videos titled Developer Series Build on Juno. In the second episode, several topics were covered, such as how subquery improves query speeds and manages interchain complexity, or the resolution of data indexing for dApps by subquery. In the first episode, which technologies should you consider when building on Juno was covered, as well as an introduction to Cosmology, which is a team dedicated to simplifying development processes with their unique JavaScript libraries. In addition, the first episode includes also on-screen demonstrations, creating a front end, and more. A bug related to tokenized shares and liquid staking module fork on persistence led to a chain halt. However, the persistent developers quickly identified and fixed the bug with a mainnet upgrade via Proposal 44. This upgrade also brought additional good news, since now ledger support is live on pStake. Following the launch of the LSM, pStake has established itself as the second largest liquid staking provider in the Cosmos ecosystem, just behind Stride. For comparison, pStake also has around 460,000 Atom liquid staked and 𝐂𝐴 around 194,000, meaning that pStake is around 2.4 times larger than 𝐂𝐴. The Secret Network v1.11 upgrade proposal was passed, and the upgrade was successfully implemented. Some of the highlights of this upgrade are adding IBC hooks middleware by Osmosis, which enables several use cases. One use case is sending tokens to Secret and immediately wrapping them as SNP20 tokens. So, for example, Atom on the Cosmos Hub to S-Atom on Secret in a single transaction rather than two. Another use case is cross-chain swaps. So, for example, an AMM on Secret Network can automatically swap tokens that originated on a different chain, such as Osmosis and are headed to Secret. The AMM could additionally send those tokens back to the originating chain. This upgrade includes several other innovative features and upgrades of Cosmos SDK, IBC, Common BFT, and more. Polkadot's DOT and other tokens from the Polkadot ecosystem will be available for use in private DeFi and Secret Network, since Shade Protocol will be adding DOT, KSM, and Pika. In addition to this, Composable Finance will add SHD and Silk to Picasso Network. Injective announced the launch of InEVM, which is the first ever Ethereum virtual machine capable of achieving true composability across Cosmos and Solana. So this means that dApps launched on the InEVM layer would be able to compose directly with Cosmos and Solana applications. Moreover, with InEVM, Ethereum developers can harness the power of Solidity to seamlessly deploy their applications into the Injective ecosystem. This is a great development since it could redefine how Ethereum Solidity developers interact with the broader blockchain ecosystems. AssetMantle has joined the Symbiote Accelerator, which is a 12-week journey to boost Web3 startups. The program includes over 50 top mentors, over 150 investors, and a global community of over 110,000 members. So this is a great news for AssetMantle, and we are looking forward to the updates following this 12-week accelerator program. AssetMantle mentioned that Cosmos' first self-sovereign identity, or SSI for short, or AMI names is coming very soon, so stay tuned for the updates. Since the LSM went live, the amount of liquid staked Atom has been steadily increasing, and the growth was mainly driven by Stride. Amongst other reasons, this might be due to Stride benefiting from security of the Cosmos Hub and thus being seen as less risky by those liquid staking. In parallel to this, the Stride Proposal 218, titled Signaling Proposal, redelegates Stride's Cosmos Hub host chain validator set passed, with a great majority of yes votes. So, the last step of the process is Stride redelegating the Atom to 32 selected validators, following a multi-month process for the selection of these 32 validators. The redelegation will happen soon, within a week or two, from the day of Proposal 218 passing, which was the 24th of September. Stride announced a collaboration with the Skip Protocol team to enhance Stride's one-click liquid staking. The existing one-click functionality works only if your Atom is already on the Cosmos Hub. Thanks to the collaboration with Skip, you will be able to liquid stake your Atom from anywhere it is, and also the same will be possible for the other tokens supported by Stride. For example, if you have Atom on Osmosis, you will be able to just click a button and then you will have ST Atom on Stride. In addition to this, Skip APIs will also enable Stride stakers to sell all their staking rewards into one token in one transaction. C4E announced that you can find C4E on Commonwealth for governance discussions. If you would like to see the current C4E governance discussions or participate in these discussions, you can follow the link included below to join the C4E Commonwealth Forum. There was a C4E governance proposal to reduce the voting period of governance proposals from 7 days to 2 days. C4E mentioned that the 2 days period is optimal for the dynamic changes according to their roadmap, and they mentioned also other projects in Cosmos with a voting period of 2 days. C4E mentioned that the previous 7-day period was overly restrictive and hence modification was required. EU Parliament research recommends non-EU nations tighten crypto regulation. In June of this year, the European Union, or the EU for short, adopted a comprehensive regulatory framework on markets in crypto assets. Markets in Crypto Asset Regulation, or MiCA for short, that regulate crypto asset markets and will come into application gradually up until December of 2024. MiCA is expected to enhance citizens' protection, financial stability, innovation, and financial inclusion. However, there are some concerns about stablecoins in countries outside the EU and their impact on the EU's crypto and financial market. Therefore, the European Parliament Research Service, or EPRS for short, published a report based on concerns about the non-EU countries and their potential impact on financial stability, lower market appeal, and mainstream use of stablecoins. In this report, EPRS examined the jurisdictions of stablecoins of multiple countries and their implications for the EU. The report zooms out to look at the global regulatory landscape and concludes that countries are taking a variety of approaches to the rise of crypto assets, with at least 19 sovereign jurisdictions having taken action so far. In the result, the report highlighted the need for tighter oversight from non-EU regulators to ensure stability and development in the global cryptocurrency market. According to the report, there are yet several channels through which the EU's financial system and autonomy is still at risk, as it remains dependent on a non-EU country's policy actions in the context where the MiCA is applicable. Overall, tighter regulation in the EU as compared to third countries may have adverse effects. However, there is evidence that a tighter regulatory framework has limited but positive effects on crypto asset markets. 2. UK passed an online safety bill that will apply to the metaverse. After almost 6 years of debate, the United Kingdom, or UK for short, online safety bill has passed its final parliamentary debate and is now ready to become law. According to the government, the final version of the bill will require social media platforms to remove illegal content quickly or prevent it from appearing in the first place, prevent children from accessing harmful and age-inappropriate content, and enforce age limits and age-checking measures. Companies will be required to publish risk assessments for users detailing how to report online safety issues. In addition to its firm protections for children, the bill empowers adults to take control of what they see online and includes new laws to combat online fraud. High fines are also included in the bill. If social media platforms do not comply with these rules, the Office of Communications could fine them up to £18 million or 10% of their global annual revenue, whichever is the biggest. Meaning fines handed down to the biggest platform could reach billions of pounds. Policymakers in the UK have deemed it necessary for the online safety bill to apply to virtual spaces that will also apply to the metaverse. The bill must now be approved by King Charles and will come into force immediately, unless a later date is set. And that is all for today's Cosmic Ecosystem Bi-Weekly Review. So if you enjoyed it, Cosmonauts, remember to click that like button, subscribe button, and the bell icon too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you, Cosmonauts, very soon in the next episode.